Hello, everyone. Author DL Tiller here, the Mistress of Horror. And this is a pop up writing live stream because I need to get some work done and I figured why not do it live. If you're catching this on replay later, then right along with me. Oh, the camera's off because it's been a trudging day. I got up this morning, went to work. As usual, actually had a shorter day, but that doesn't mean shorter things to do. So I got back home, had to cut the grass because it's been raining where I am for the last week. So I had to cut the front and the back of my property, and I cut down a tree and then some limbs off another tree. So yeah, that took about 11, 12, 1, 2, about 3 hours to do all that. And then I took my daughter for a drive because she likes to do that. Then we did her homeschooling, and now it's time to get some writing done before dinner. So yeah, the schedule is for real. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in and start the timer. I have a few of my own themed timers, which are Caliostro, which if you don't know what Caliostro is, it is my soon to be released dark fantasy novel. And yeah, I made some timers for that actually. And yeah, it's I made them doing my Kickstarter. So um I used them a few times now for a few of my writing sprints. And I'm going to I have three of them. So I'm going to use all three of them tonight. I should be here for about 2 hours because I do really need to get these words done. I'm currently working on the novella companion for Caliostro Tale of Libertin, which is Winter Wolf. Um, Journey of the Watcher. It is a companion novel to the book that was in the Kickstarter that I finished on the 12th. My Kickstarter closed out, which it did succeed. If you've been following my channel at all, you know this. Or if you're a backer, you know this. But if you want to catch any of that jazz, then I have the launch party up. I have the aftermath video. I had a live closing of the Kickstarter. So there's a bunch of videos up about it if you want to catch any of that if you missed it. But it was successful. But yeah, so the people who back the Kickstarter will get Caliostro first. And then it's going to release later this year for the general public. So I'm really excited about that. And I got some of the boxes today for the people for the packing of the stuff there. And most of all the physical tiers all go out around September. And then the digital stuff goes out around July. So I got a lot of stuff coming up, going ahead. Also, I'm going to be teaching at the AWC Writers Conference, which is the Author 2 Writing Conference ran by SD Houston, Margaret Bernard, and Devin. So yeah, I am teaching two things at that one, so that's going to be interesting. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the first sprint. And I will see you on the flip side in 30 minutes, actually. It's going to be 30-minute sprints if you're writing with me. And if you do show up in the chat doing the live stream, then please let me know what you're working on and say hello. Yep, and that's it for the first sprint. Guess I'll make this large. So if anyone's writing or catching this on a replay, then you can just comment and say what you were writing and working on. I managed to do about roughly 650 words. Not too bad for a warm-up sprint. Should be able to pull more though for the first 30 minutes. So we shall see what happens with the next sprint. I don't know. Not too sure. Oh, I am exhausted today. All that stuff I did this morning. It's hard to get your brain in the game of writing, but I need to meet this deadline. Like for real. Oh boy. Anyway, I did put up a video the other day about my Kickstarter ending, and then how what happened with it and all that jazz. Like I said in that video, I am going to do like a whole series of building a Kickstarter because I think a lot of people could use that. Either there are videos of that, but I wanted to do my own version and detail it. So we'll see when I get that up. But I'm working on getting the Kickstarter stuff together. Kickstarter themselves they don't send you the pledges until like 14 days or so later. So around like June 1st or something like that. And that's about the same time that I'll be sending out the surveys. So they do recommend that you wait to send out the surveys for your Kickstarter until you receive your funds, and then send out your surveys. As I do have to collect shipping costs and fees for the stuff that has to go out to people as physical. So at that point, I will send their surveys to gather information in order to get their addresses, and then I can tell them how much their shipping will be. And then once they pay for the shipping, then I have that all marked down, and then I can plan out for their stuff to know how much it's going to cost for the shipping. But nothing goes out physical until September, unless it gets done before that. But of course, we're talking about printing and things like that, and printing takes time. Printing and then getting to you, that's always a lot of the time involved in that. So yeah, that's fun. I think I've decided to go with Barnes and Noble Press to print me the copies for the Kickstarter, since I didn't end up getting the second stretch goal, which was the printed edges. Though, if you get the printed edges done, I heard that print on demand companies can print that. So there's a person who does it, and then your manuscript is all in there on the edges of the pages. So when you print with Amazon or Barnes and Noble Press, for instance, or Ingram Spark, then it will show up on those too. So that would have been nice to get to that, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said, that'll probably be something for a future project. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on, the Narvella. So let's see what I get done. I need to do 3,000 words today, and I'm about 600 in for the day. So let's see what happens on the next sprint. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop up the next. I'm going to pop up the next sprint screen here. Let's see. I'm going to go with the Lake to the Moors chair. So that's what we're going to go with. All right, I will see you in 30 minutes. And that's it for that sprint. All right. If anyone's working on anything, you can let me know what you're working on in the chat. It's like chat for a few minutes, then right back into the next sprint. Because I'm determined to get these 3,000 words done today. I'm a little behind. My schedule's been crazy, as I said before. All the stuff I did this morning, plus working. Then I started, I think I put this live stream up at loud. That was the second sprint, so we've been up for about a little over an hour now. So I did about a little less on that sprint because I was doing a reread of something. So I did about 540. So like the first sprint, I did about 600 and something. So still not too bad, but I need to get those numbers up a little bit if I want to reach 3,000 by the end of doing this stream. But that's okay. I can always reach it tonight sometime, even after the stream. So we'll see what happens. But if you're just joining me, then I am working on the novella companion for Caliostro Tales of Liberton. So I'm on a deadline here to get this done. So yeah, let's see who do I know. Dante was here earlier. Hey. And Sarah, hey, nice to see you. And Dana, hi. I haven't seen you in a minute. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just trying to get these words, and I decided to do a pop-up stream because it will make me be accountable and get things done instead of getting distracted possibly by other things that I need to also be doing. But this kind of takes precedence right now because I'm on a deadline for it. So, but yeah. This morning, if you weren't here earlier when I first started, what I had to do this morning, of course, work because it's Monday, though. But I got up, went to work, got back home, had a part of a day today. So I got back home around after 11. So I left home for work, got to work around 9, finished, got back home around 11:30. If you don't know, I run my own cleaning business, so it was very light today. And then I had to cut grass because it's been raining straight through for like a week. So I had to cut the grass, which takes me about an hour from my property, front and back. And then I cut a tree down because I bought a pole saw a while ago to cut tree limbs, but I cut an actual, I guess it's somewhat of a small tree. It was probably like, I don't know, maybe 13 feet tree, something like that. It was a nice size tree, but I cut it down all the way till it became a stump. So I took that down, cut some other limbs that my mom wanted cut, and then hanging over her flower area. I took care of that, and then that was about 3 hours of work out in the yard. Picked all that debris up, put it out for the curb for the pickup. Came back in, changed, showered, and took my daughter for a drive. She likes to do that. And then that was about an hour and a half we were gone. And then I came back in, homeschooling, and then bam, down here to write. So try to get these 3,000 words in this evening. I'm kind of on a 3,000 word minimum a day, which is, not that much, but it is for my schedule because, yeah, having time to write is a little difficult with my current schedule. So, yeah, 3,000 words can be pushing when you have to meet them, And the weekend is my best bet, but I do a lot of other stuff work-wise. Plus, I'm opening another business, so I'm preparing for that grand opening, which is August the 12th, I think it is. And my Kickstarter just finished out, so I'm in the midst of still doing the fulfillment, which is still a stretch of that, which is why this novella is important for me to finish. But yeah, I have a deadline because I have to get this to my editor. So deadlines of writers, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm at. So I guess I'm about a little over 1,000 words in, so about 1,100 something words in right now. So that's not too bad. So let's go ahead and jump on another sprint. Let's see. I could pull up one of my other Caliostro. timers that I have. Let me see. Because I know I made 3 timers. Yeah, there's my Lycran one. I'll pull that one up for the next one. All right. All right, here goes. Again, if you're working on anything, just let me know what you're working on in the chat. Then I'll check it when I pop back in here. So let me. Hey. Right now it's League of the Moors. I need to switch off to the other one. Yeah, I had that one. I should have switched it in that screen, but that's okay. I'll just pull up this one. There we go. Yeah, that's the one. Should I full screen that? Okay, I will see you in 30 minutes. Happy writing. And that's the end of that sprint. Let's see, how many words did I do on that one? Let's see. Looks like I did about 547 words. Okay, that's not too bad. I want to write this like fighting scene that's going down right now. Those are always like a little grueling. I want to make them not be lame. So yeah, working on that. Hope I should be able to finish that out at the next sprint. I think what was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, I was saying earlier that I think I got cut off. That was before the last one. That I'm teaching at the AWC, which is the Author 2 Writing Conference, ran by SD and Margaret Bernard, and I think Devin just joined them not too long ago as the other chair. So I will be teaching a seminar as a guest speaker, and I will be teaching a workshop as well as a speaker. So I'll be teaching 2 different things. Well, I guess the seminar is more lecture-y kind of situation. And the seminar is on understanding the self in poetry, which should be an interesting topic to talk about. At least for me, I really love poetry and been writing poetry my whole life. So I recently published my dark romance poetry collection. I don't just write dark poetry, but I do lean toward loving dark poetry the most. I write all kinds of poetry, really, though. I've published different types of poetry, but this is the first time I put a collection out, and it so happens to have been the dark romance incline. But the seminar should be interesting. And I always at the AWC we have like a Q&A after the workshops and or seminars and things like that. So anyone who does sign up for that one, I say sign up, but it's mostly just viewing. That one, I do have mine set to like there will be live. It'll be for me to open, then the pre-recorded set of the seminar and or the workshop, and then the Q&A at the end. The second one that I am teaching, the workshop, that one is mastering the art of writing a short story. So, as you know, I'm kind of like short stories is my thing, my jam. I do that a good amount of the time. Two of the things I published previously before Caliostro comes out were 2 short stories, and they did fairly well. And that's just something I kind of have a knack for. I actually have a short horror collection I'm going to be releasing later this year or early 25 that is also in Caliostro's world, but it's about, I want to say, I don't know, it's like 7 to 10 different short stories. And also I wrote 2 short stories, 2 short stories that are erotica that will be in a anthology. So yeah, I do love writing short stories. So I thought I would do another workshop on, pretty much how I do that or the mastery of it, kind of like a for sure to get it done. Because some people have a struggle with writing short stories because they'll write more words than they would need for a short story. And my short stories can or tend to be in the realm of, I don't know, 1,200 to 5,000 words. 5,000 words is like the sweet spot, in my opinion. I can write shorter. I can write flash fiction too, which is really short stuff I have done. And I published that on the back of one of my short stories, actually. Fractals, I believe, has some of my flash fiction in there. Those usually run from like 500 words or 300 words, so you get like a page or 2 of the flash fiction. And yeah, I really do enjoy writing short horror, very specifically. I have written short stories, other genre based, in a long time. Not that I've never done it, but I haven't done it in a long time because I've been leaning in my horror aspects for a while. So the short stories I've been writing have been horror-esque. Uh, but yeah, it can work on any genre. It's kind of like a system you kind of have to know, to get it done. You got to stop yourself. Got to know when to pull back because I'm not a long-winded writer. I don't even understand the people that can pull out crazy numbers like 100,000 word novels and stuff. I'm like making a face like, how is this even a thing? Like, I don't get it. I would probably make something like that into a series. Maybe I would have like I don't know, a a duology, maybe be 100,000 words. And some of these people are like 250, 400,000 words, and then they usually probably split it into another book. But like that would just be like my whole entire series. Like all 3 books would be that. Like I don't get how they even doing that for like one book. Like I wouldn't even. That's not. I nope. So yeah, obviously I'm not cut out for maybe epic story writing, unless I can release omnibuses later. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so I guess on that note, we can start the next sprint. And most people probably gonna catch this on replay or whatever, which is cool. But if you do, leave me a comment, of course, and I'll check it. I'll check my comments. And yeah, if you're gonna write along in a replay, that's cool too. I do that sometimes. But yeah, let's get to work on the next sprint. I really don't know how many more I'm gonna do. I want to try at least get to 3,000 words before I shut this down because I know me. I'll get distracted by all the other things I need to be doing work wise, all the hats that I wear. Because I currently took a position with Charm City Filmmakers as the social media manager. So I have that to do now. So sometimes I work on videos and posts for that. And yeah, one more thing. And I'm starting I mentioned this I think in one of my other streams or one of my videos that I'm starting a home snack baking business too. For like when I'm on the weekends, I can do that. So I'll have a store up on Etsy in August. It's more like I do ship, but some of the stuff is local, but the shipping stuff is like stuff that will make it through shipping. So I'll be opening that up. So I'm preparing all that stuff and things for that. So that's also something else I have to do. Plus my daughter's graduating soon in a couple weeks. So I have to meet with her academy, the head of her academy, and do her year end review. And then I have to prepare her for her next school year. We aren't taking a summer break this year because we don't really go anywhere too much except for her field trips that I do. So we're going to just go right straight through summer and probably take a winter break. I think that's what we'll do because we don't go anywhere. Because the reason why people like summer break is they go do things. We don't do that. Only time we go again is like for her field trips, and it doesn't matter if it's cold or hot. It really doesn't. We already did some like outdoorsy type of things for that, so that's not. We don't need to do that. So she can go. She'll be done before everyone else. She's going into 3rd grade, so she'll be done 3rd grade before the rest of the school year. So we'll probably finish up before May, the end of May this next year. So figure we get a head start. When I was homeschooled, I graduated quite early enough. Like I had all my work, all my books, and all that when I was 15. So you can finish early, and even when you do go to public school, but you can really finish early when you're homeschooled too, if it's done a certain way. Anyway, let me see which one of these screens do I want to use this time. Which one of these timers? Keeping it Caliostro this time. Let's do the lake again. I like the lake one. Everyone seems to like that one. Let me start it over. All right, I will see you in 30 minutes. And that is time for that sprint. Yep. Hey, Andy, thanks for popping in. Yep. Make your friends with the like button helps me out. Thanks, Andy. All right, so I managed to finish the fight scene. So, and there goes my phone. But yeah, so that one's done. So now on to the next scene. I don't know how many words that was. Probably fight. The fight thing wasn't. I don't know how many that was. Let me see real quick. It was about a page and a half. So like 564. That's what I'm looking at. Hello, Vixen of Fiction. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Oh goodness. I am exhausted. I gotta push through though. I gotta get these 3,000 words in the night. I have to. Because I'm behind. I wanted to be done this novella already, but my schedule has been terrible for writing. Very, very terrible for writing. So, but I've been pushing time in to write, just not as many words as I wanted today. But I will take whatever right now. But my deadline's not too bad. I changed it a little bit. My editor working with me. He's cool, people. But I told him I'd send it. The novella and the short story. Short story is done, but I have to touch it up a little bit before I send it to him. But I wanted to send those to him on the 27th, though he probably won't view it to the 28th since the 27th is a holiday. But he might not be. He shouldn't be working. He's a professor, so yeah. But yeah, I'll send it to him on the 27th. So I really given myself until Wednesday to finish the draft, which I write clean most of the time anyway. So it's not like I need to worry about plot holes and things, or I have to do a reread Wednesday or Thursday, and then I have to give myself like 2 or 3 days for self editing because one of those days has to be for Obsessed, which is the short story. So yeah, I have to at least finish that, and that will bring me to at least I wanted it to be at least 18,000 to 20,000 words for the novella. So, but I'll be fine with whatever it lands. It's already novella size. That doesn't take much, to be honest. That's 10,000 to 40,000, depending on who you ask. But yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I should be done by Wednesday, though. Either way, I have to be. Thank goodness I have somewhat of a lighter work week, but I still have other responsibilities besides just my outside work. So I still mostly can only write in the evenings, which it would really help me if I could write from morning to evening and then take a break and then write some more in the evening. Since I don't have the weekend right now to work with, because my weekend was a bust because all the other stuff I had to do, I got very little written during the weekend. So now I have to make up. So I want to be done by Wednesday with the draft, then self-editing for at least through the 23rd and 24th. Reread for the part of the 23rd and then start the self-edit and then let the self-edit run into the 24th through the beginning of the 25th maybe, and then a self-edit for more, because I did self-edit some of Obsessed back when I wrote it, but it does need some more touching up. So I need to do that and then hopefully be clear by Sunday night with them ready for me to send them off on Monday to my editor so he can get them, because I want to have everything, and he's pretty fast though, because it's only copy editing, and then I usually Aphrodite help me do proofreading. But I'm not running a beta run or alpha run. Well, Aphrodite is the only alpha level that I'll probably do. I'm not going to probably do a beta run on this one. I usually do on my stuff before I do the final self edit and then to the editor, but I don't always do that. Most of the time I do, but I can skim on it this time. I'm pressed for time, so I don't really have time for a beta run. Obsessed has been through a run, but Winter Wolf will not have been. But I should be fine. It's in the same world. It's not like I need to check and see how the public will receive it type of situation. So, I guess this deadline still is like I hate deadlines. Like I really do. I really hate deadlines. Um, yeah. So I need everything back. Hopefully, I'll have everything back from him by. I usually give him like 2-3 weeks, But hopefully I'll have everything back by the 15th, because at least if I have everything back by June 15th, then I can get it all together and then send it to Aphrodite, who's my formatter, and have her format the um the paperback and hardback, because the ebook doesn't have these two stories in it. This is for the printed copy. The ebook only will have La Draga in the back of it. So I might actually be able to send her La Draga and Caliostro before that, so those will be ready to go, because technically the ebooks, those should be ready by, I want to send those out by mid-July to the people who have the book tiers, but Winter Wolf still needs to be formatted into an ebook by itself, just because I think one of my tiers in my Kickstarter had Winter Wolf solo by itself, so with the other books. So I'm going to probably maybe just try to do stepping stones so I have some stuff ready and not have it try to do it all at the same time. So I might talk to her, see maybe I could get Caliostro and La Draga formatted together for the ebook, since that's technically going to just be the ebook. And then when I get Winter Wolf back and Obsessed, then I can do a version of the paperback with all three of those in there, and then do the Winter Wolf solo format for ebook as well. That's probably what I'll do, but I have to talk to her first about that. I guess we'll see what happens. Big suspicion, you are editing to do. Yay. Editing. You're writing a bit. Cool. I want to hit 25K words if I can tonight at 24th. Oh, well, you're pretty darn close. Like, seriously, like one sprint done, which we're about to jump in on another sprint. Yeah, it's a busy schedule. If that was all of it, Andy, that would be something. If you heard what I did this morning, you probably laugh at me, but a quick run through is, of course, I run a cleaning business, so I actually work in the field. So I got up. My schedule is usually like I'm up and out of the door by like 8:30, 8:40. Then I go clean. I have some local clients, thank goodness, this week instead of my further away ones. So I only had one this morning, which was good because I had to cut my grass and cut down a tree and trim some limbs on another tree on my property. So it takes me about an hour and 10 minutes to cut all of my grass, the front and the back. I have it's like under a half acre. It's like, I don't know, it's like a quarter, something like that. It's not a lot. And so thank God it's not. So I have to cut that, and I push mow. I don't have a sit mow for this because it's not like a lot, and not a lot to what I used to have. So I had to come home after work, which I got home around close to noon, cut the grass, cut down the tree, because I have like a pole saw. So I cut my tree down, which was probably I think it was only like the 13-foot tree. So I cut the tree down because it had died a while ago in my front yard. So I cut that down, cut some other limbs down, put everything back up. My mom does the edging, so she was edging and stuff like that. So I was out there for about 3 hours, and then I had to take my daughter for a drive. I promised her that was going for like an hour and a half, and then I came back home, and then I homeschooled her. That's about an hour, 2 hours today, and then because she's winding down, she's about to graduate to 3rd grade. And then I was able to come and write. So I only have a couple hours to do that. I only have a couple hours to do that. I had dinner in between. So I'm trying to definitely get these 3,000 words tonight, which is the plan. I'm going to do it. I'm pretty close. I'm not too far from that goal for tonight. I am so sore from all the yard work and the working this morning. I still, of course, I work every day this week. So, but I have like singles up until Thursday. So, at least with that, I can get some more writing time in if I finish my other stuff early enough. So, yeah, pray for me. Thanks, Andy. Oh, Airbnb. No, I don't actually. I do residential. I used to do commercial back in the day. Well, when my mom, it was my mom's company. I ran the company with her since I was 12 years old. I always did all the business side stuff, and I didn't work in the field until I was like in my 20s. But then she had to close it down some years ago because she had diagnosed with MS. She couldn't really work anymore. So I opened it back up when I got pregnant, and I was like, I need to have control of my own schedule. And so I stopped working as a sauce cook for Hanover Food. Um, and I left that job. It was a good paying job, but I left that job and opened up back up the cleaning business, revamped it, renamed it, and here I am now. But I do residential only, and I'm really like selective of clientele. So I only have about 20. Recently about 21 houses that I do. Um, so decent sized house. I've had most of my clients are like years and years since I opened back up. About my daughter is turning 8, so I opened back up about 7 years ago. I know how to run a cleaning business. I probably could do workshops and classes on how to start one from like with no money because my mom did that back in the day. So it's kind of like family. Like I took over. It's kind of like pass the business on. I just revamped it and renamed it and made it my own. But yeah, so I kind of took over the family business, so to speak, in that case because it's good money. I do pretty well with it. I make good money. Not gonna lie, but what that's why I can do my writing on the side and not have it be like I need to be my income because I have a pretty decent income from my cleaning business. But of course, I'm starting the snack business, the home baking and snack business soon. Because who doesn't need more money, right? And I have a lot of skills and talents. I could start all kind of business. I used to have a web design business back in the day, but yeah, that's a whole nother story for another time. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, I've done cleaning business. I know how to run it. It's because I've been doing it a long time. Since I was 12 years old, I've been in the cleaning business. So, and running companies since I was a kid. So I was a young entrepreneur with learning, and then I I'm just good at business, I will say. So yeah, it was kind of a knack for it. But I'm not gonna try not to toot my own horn, but I do have a high IQ, so I kind of when I take on something, I kind of can just do it. And I just like if I want to learn something, I just jump into it and I learn it. And it kind of tends to just be like I absorb things pretty easily. But I guess that's just how I do things. It's like wow, I was always good at languages because I could hear the language, hear a song in another language, and then after hearing it about 1 2 times, I can sing it. So I always was very much into languages. Hence why I'm learning Korean and German right now. I really like German and Korean. Korean's a little easy though, because since I learned Japanese, and that makes Korean way easier. Actually, they say, but it's quite true. And I kind of like the way Korean sounds. It has like a nice sound to it. Definitely does. But I really want to learn Mandarin too. Because I watched some shows in Mandarin, so I can understand some Mandarin as well. But I really want to learn it because it's kind of smooth sometimes the way they say some things. Oh, yeah, gotta be in this world, man. I'm telling you, the more things you can do, you can take care of stuff yourself. Anyway, all right, so let's start the next sprint. Let's see what words we can get. Andy doesn't have very many to get, so I'm sure he can knock that out the park. No problem. Wow, good job though. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up the next window. I think which one did I use? The lake last time. I have other timers since we did Caliostro a few times. Let's see what other timers I have for you. This one's nice. That's a nice warm one. I have my goddess one. I like this blood moon one. Let's just do that one. Let's do the blood moon. The blood moon's good. All right. Da, 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 da. Let me see. Do screen share and Blood Moon share. Let's do this Blood Moon. This was one of my, I like the Blood Moon one. Play. All right, I'll see you in 30 minutes. Let's see what we can get done. And that's time for the sprint. Ooh, I was able to get finally for the whole stream. I managed to get over the 3,000, about 3,115 words. That's not too bad for 3 hours. Well, hitting about 1,000-ish an hour. Not so bad. So I could definitely do more. Anyway, I still managed to get what I wanted tonight. I might do a little bit more after I take a break this evening, but it will not be live. I might do another stream tomorrow evening to get some more. Make sure I do my accountability so that way I get it done and I focus on this alone. Oh boy, because I can get distracted, like I said, with other work that I need to do too. Anyway, thanks everyone who popped in to the chat and wrote with me and or just chatted or said hello or press that like button. If you are watching this on replay because you need to get some words in and just have the time in, and then please leave me a comment on what you're working on in the comments section. I am author D.L. Tillery, the Mistress of Horror, soon to be author of Caliostro Till Libertin, when it releases to my Kickstarter backers first, and then later this year to the public. But anyway, I will see you in the next stream and or video. Until then, stay scared.